Hello, my name is Brenda Heyward. The information you may view may need to be asked of a specialist. I am not an attorney, real estate agent, or tax accountant. You have made it. You are on the way to closing. What documents are needed to complete the transaction and to get the keys to your home? This video will highlight some of the paperwork required when you decide to purchase a new home on your own. This video is called Part 3 of 3, what documents are needed to buy a home, closing process. The video will highlight additional information to your questions on what other paperwork may be needed and added to your need to know list. Viewers, I hope you brought your notebook and pencil. Have you met with your title company? This is usually the organization that holds on to the funds you put in escrow. Once you have found a location in which you would like to live, they will submit paperwork on the property you plan to purchase and check to see if the seller's name as having the legal right and ownership of the property and try to correct any problems so that you as a buyer can see the property be transferred into your name. The title search is done to protect the buyer from ensuring once the transfer of the property is completed. Have no liens or judgments against the property. The title company will sift through public records in reference to the property to ensure that the sellers have the legal right to the property. During the title search, they check with the city and state offices to see if there are any pending lien issues. They will check pending unpaid taxes, liens, or judgments on the property for you. Have you been alerted to the need to have a title insurance? Mortgage lenders use title reviews to protect their interests. So, as a buyer, you will purchase your own title insurance on your home. Please, even if you decide to pay cash, do not bypass the title search portion of the process. Just think, even if a prior foreclosure process was made over 10 years ago, the process was not done exactly. You could be in hot water with insurance to assist you in protecting your interests. Has the title company issued a closing disclosure to you for your review? If you have met with the title company, they should have mentioned that a closing disclosure document will be given to you once the mortgage is processed and have reviewed all of the original information given to you. Loan officer has been re-verified and the projected loan approval range has not changed. At this time, closing disclosure will be concrete, not estimated figures. Use that you as a buyer need to bring to the closing table to get the property transferred in your name. The closing disclosure document should be received by the buyers at least 3 days prior to closing. The paperwork shows what interest rate you will be paying on the length of the loan, the monthly mortgage, taxes and insurance, monthly costs, the closing costs. The disclosure will highlight if there are any potential penalties for prepayment. The closing disclosure document will enable you to obtain the exact amount needed on a cashier's check, highlighting the down payment and the closing costs. Have you been told about the need for homeowners insurance policy? A homeowners insurance policy is mandatory. It makes the mortgage lender comfortable, and the buyers have assured them that they will get their money until the home is transferred out of their name. So when it's time for closing, the insurance policy must be in hand, showing proof of insurance with the limits that will cover the house just in case something appears or happens like a fire. The owner's insurance declaration page shows proof of coverage and a summarized amount of the coverage of the home. Remember, the mortgage lender has a stake in the property until it's completely paid off. The insurance policy shows the lender that your collateral is protected, that their collateral is protected. The lender will not fund the loan until they see the homeowner's insurance declaration page. Just a heads up, if you stop making the payment on the loan, the house reverts to the bank. Have the title company mentioned whether they want a cashier's check or wire transfer? Follow whatever instructions you are given because the keys to the new home are only a few days away. Cashier's check and wire transfer guaranteed funds, unlike a personal check. Without a piece of paper, the deal will not close. The cashier's check and wire transfer covers the closing costs, prepaid interest, and property taxes. A closing disclosure document is used to enable the buyers to know what is due when they come to the house settlement table. Great news! Have you been told what a property survey can do for you? The property survey can inform you on the legal boundaries of the parcel of land or property you are purchasing. Depending if you are buying a row house or land with the house centered on, if it should be determined whether it is important to you to know the boundaries of the land. The property survey can identify any encroachment, for example, your fence over the property line by a few feet, or the fence belongs to the neighbor and you have to mow the grass because the fence sets inside the property dividing line on their side. If you have reviewed the old community plot map and it has not been updated and the meters and bound lines are not clear, please get a property survey done to ensure there will be no arguments with the neighbors in the future over the believed boundaries of your property. A survey will contain disputed assets if there is a road that runs across your property or a body of water or a beach property that may end a foot or two beyond the water line. Mortgage companies can require a property survey to evaluate the amount of money they are given for the loan. However, in some states, the property survey is not required. Some mortgage companies are satisfied knowing that title is on the property. Have the title company set the appointment for your final closing of the property you are buying? I know you are excited. However, you still need some of the other official documents to bring to the meeting. Remember, the driver's license or identification card must be brought to the closing table. The driver's license, passport, or government issued ID must be brought to prove you are and have the legal right to sign the closing paperwork and assume ownership of the property. Please do not bring outdated or an inaccurate driver's license to closing. It will stop the proceeding or closing of the property. Your documentations must be copied and attached to the documents. Even if you just got married a couple of days ago, please get the paperwork updated or at least bring a copy of the marriage license so that you can be added to the file. Remember, the day of closing and not the day to leave your wallet or purse at home. Remember, it is nothing wrong with a list of things that you must have or need to find. Take the time and gather everything you need. You want this process to go smoothly as possible. I hope you find a great real estate agent and that this must-have list is valuable to you. Good luck. Please let me know if you like this video by kicking the thumbs up and leaving your comments. Also, check out some of the other videos that may answer a few of your other questions you may have. My name is Brenda Heyward. Thanks for your time.